Hey everyone, and welcome back to the finale of building Eric Kit and Lego. That is right, this is the last final update video for my Eric Kit mock, but by the end, you all will see the final product with all the figures and all the lights, and it's going to be very spectacular, and I cannot wait to jump right into it. So I started this mock series back on January 10th, 2021. So it's been about 18 months of building this mock. I actually finished back in late June, right before Brick Rodeo, so I've had it finished for quite some time now, but I'm finally able to show you all the finished product. I would really like to thank everyone who has been subscribed to me, whether that has been through the start of my channel or my mock building series, whether that was building my bus mock or my Eric Kit mock. It really means a lot that there are people out there who tune in every week to video that I make and put out there, and it's very rewarding, and it's what motivates me to make videos and document the process of building mocks. That is something that I'm very passionate about. So without any further delay, let's jump right into the finale. So here is my fully complete Eric Kit mock, and I just cannot be happier with the final end result. I'm really proud of the way it looks, and I can't wait to take a closer look at some of the little details that I incorporated into this mock. So I'm going to go ahead and dive right into it. I'm going to start from the right side of this mock and move my way towards the left side. So taking a look at the right hand side of this mock, as you can see, we have Luke Skywalker, one of the heroes of the rebellion, and his small group of rebel soldiers infiltrating this Imperial base, and he's about to duel it out with Darth Vader and some of his stormtroopers as well. And I'm really happy with the figure placement for the rebels. I knew I wanted to incorporate some kind of battle here. I was thinking about incorporating like a vehicle or two, but I really wanted to show off a lot of just the bare coral landscaping because I really like the way I was able to do the coral landscaping, a lot of variations in tiles, slopes, and plates, and I just really like the sporadicness of some of the coral pieces, and also the reddish brown rock work. I really like that contrast between the reddish brown and the coral color. I think I did a good job sporadically sprinkling the reddish brown rock work throughout this entire mock, but most of the rock work is on this bare base plate over here. So a lot of these rebels are marching towards Darth Vader and his band of troopers, and then some are targeting this Imperial turret. I'm really happy with the way I was able to build this Imperial turret. A lot of trial and error, and it was not that complicated building it in studio, but then once I had to build it physically with real bricks, it was definitely really hard trying to keep everything in place and figuring out the correct angles. I had to rework a lot of the interior structure of this building, but overall I couldn't be happier with the way it looked. And has lights all throughout, even the side panels, the bottom base, and even the head has lights as well. And I'm just really happy with how the light kind of reflects on the coral landscaping. You guys can see a better look at that when I turn off the lights in the room and show you guys this mock in the dark, because then the lights will definitely just illuminate this entire mock. So moving towards the armory, this building, I had so much fun building this. Just a lot of stacking bricks on top of each other going straight up, and I just really like some of the angling details with the medium blue slopes as well, especially this archway. I'm very happy with the lights that I was able to incorporate into this building, and you can kind of see some right there at the bottom, and then we have more over here, and then a lot on the sides as well. I really like the red stripes on the side of the medium blue archway. I think that looks really nice. Unfortunately, this door is stationary and cannot open, but that is okay, I knew from the start this armory wasn't going to have an interior because there's just so many wires into this building that there really is no room for an interior, because I didn't want to stretch or potentially break loose some of the wiring. But I really like the position of the crates in the front, dark bluish gray platform in front of the armory. I included a recycling bin. I thought it would be like just a fun Easter egg to kind of break up the monotony of just like the dark bluish gray crates with the light bluish gray top. So as you can see, I have some stormtroopers actually standing on jumper plates, so that way they're stationary and cannot fall over if I do shake this table at all. So some of the stormtroopers are marching towards the rebels on this side, and as you can see, one got hit, and it's not looking too good for that rebel trooper over there. But I'm really happy with the figure placement, and I really love how the stormtroopers have the Firestar Toys arms. I think that just enhances all minifigures, no matter what theme of minifigures you're including custom arms on. They look great no matter what. And as you can see, we have a stormtrooper blocking the entrance to the armory, and then there's an Imperial crewman trying to get in. I don't know why that stormtrooper won't let one of his fellow crewmates into the armory, but who knows what the reason could be. He's just trying to take some cover from the rebel forces over here. So taking a look at the side of the armory, I'm really happy with the sloping detail, as well as this greebling panel over here. I really like the use of some of the 1x1 studs and a lot of the grille slopes and tiles as well to kind of give it some greebling details. Then as you can see, here's like a little light feature over here. A lot of just 1x1 red translucent tiles, some round and some square, just to kind of mix it up a little bit, give this little section some detail. Not sure you guys can see just because the light is so bright there, but maybe when the lights are off in the room you'll be able to see some of the translucent red tiles a little bit better. Then taking a look at the back, this is kind of like the chimney section I was talking about a few updates ago, but here it is, finally complete, and I'm really happy with the way it looks. I wish I was able to connect a lot of this to the actual structure, but unfortunately there's only very few medium blue pieces that I can work with. But I really like how I was able to incorporate lights into the top of these chimney sections, so you can see they all light up using the white strip lights from ComicBrix. I'm really happy with the details able to incorporate into this arch section. In a perfect world, everything you see on top, like the white strips and then the white dots, would be lit up, but they're just so thin to even incorporate lights. I just opted to just include this red light over here, and I think it works pretty well. And then taking a look at the other side of the armory, the two greebling panels are actually the same, just flipped, and then also that little red light portion of the armory over here is the exact same on the other side except mirrored. And I really like how I was able to incorporate the dark bluish gray platform all the way around the mock, and it's right up against the wall structures, and I'm really happy with the way it looks. And I really like the scale of this armory too. It's kind of a little bit small. In a perfect world it would be a lot wider, so because the doorway just looks a little bit too tall, but again, that doesn't bother me too much, and I'm overall just really happy with the way it looks. And with the amount of space that I had, I think I used it to my advantage, and I think I made the best of the amount of space that I had to work with. Then taking a look at this side of the armory, as you can see, we have some Rogue One short troopers moving that orange crate. Who knows what's in it? Maybe some ComicBrix that made its way on air kit. Then there's a short trooper commander kind of talking on his arm comm. Who knows who he could be talking to? Maybe he's trying to figure out where the heck to place this orange crate. So here's a look at the back side of the turret, and I'm just overall really happy I was able to incorporate lights all throughout the turret. Again, every side has a light, and I'm overall just very happy with it. What was really hard about this turret was the side panels, because I really wanted that slight slant, but if you slanted too much then it would collapse. So I just had to find the perfect balance, and I think I did a great job incorporating that. And one of my favorite details of this turret is actually this top like grill detail. It was kind of really hard to design that. I had to use the snot technique, studs down on top, use tiles and plates on its side, as well as brackets to hold the plates and tiles on their sides, and I just really like that detail. And I really like how it kind of gives the effect of the two guns of the turret going inside the head. I really wanted to capture that effect, and I think I did for the most part. So moving on to the right hand side of this mock, as I mentioned earlier, I have Darth Vader and a few stormtroopers marching towards the rebels over here, and I really like the figure placement and just the positions I was able to put each figure in. And I really love this shot of the Imperials on the left side and then the rebels on the right side marching towards each other. I really like that effect, and I'm gonna get a picture of it before I forget. So behind Darth Vader, we have more stormtrooper reinforcements with an Imperial officer talking on his comm. Maybe he's requesting backup or something like that. So behind these Imperial reinforcements is the Scout Tower. And I'm really happy with the way I was able to design the Scout Tower. It was a lot of trial and error, and this was the most complicated building to design and build physically. I had a lot of trouble trying to figure out how the panels were going to work, trying to figure out the angles, but I think I did a great job with it. And there's lights all throughout 360, and I'm really happy with how the lights look, especially with the bottom base, how the tan tiles are lit up, and especially with the two side panels that have the black and red pattern in the bottom of the panel. I really like how I was able to incorporate the microbit lights in there to make that section light up. And then the medium blue top base, I like how I was able to incorporate lights to make it look like the red stripe is going all the way around this top base. And these antennas were also really fun to design as well. I really like some of the greebling pieces there. Then here is a scout trooper looking at the battlefield. Maybe he was the one who spotted the rebels in the first place. It was able to inform Darth Vader of the incoming rebel attack. So I really like how I was able to include dual molded arms in this scout trooper. I wish I had more scout troopers, but I only had one scout tower, so I thought why not just keep the scout trooper exclusive to this scout tower. So behind the turret, I have a row of dark troopers marching towards the battlefield. I think they're gonna cut around and see if they can take out that Wookiee warrior before it destroys the Imperial turret. And I really like how LEGO made that dark troopers battle pack from The Mandalorian. Right before I finished this mock, it came out earlier this year, and the timing could not have been right because I knew from the start I wanted to incorporate dark troopers. And at the time, it only came out in one set, the Imperial Light Cruiser, and so it was a rather expensive figure at the time. But now that it's in a cheaper set with more than just one in that set, they're now cheaper, and so I was finally able to grab one of that set. I think having 3 dark troopers is enough. I was going to include more, but I didn't want to overcrowd this mock, and I think 3 is just the perfect amount. Then taking a look in front of the landing pad. Before I talk about the landing pad, here is an Imperial officer with 2 stormtroopers at his side talking to a Imperial shuttle pilot, as well as 2 TIE fighter pilots at either side of him. And they're just talking. I don't know what the orders are, but they're just having a little conversation in front of the landing pad. And I really like the shot of these Imperials talking to each other and then having the light effect of the landing pad illuminated. I really like that rotating sequence effect. It's one of my favorite aspects of this entire mock. So here is the Imperial landing pad, and I'm overall very happy with the way it looks. I really like that rotating sequence effect with the lights. It's supposed to symbolize that the shuttle is loading up with troops, and once it reaches all the way across, then you know that the shuttle is fully loaded and ready to take off into battle. And overall, I really like the pattern of the landing pad. I know the shuttle's covering it, and I'll take off the Imperial shuttle in a few moments to show you guys the detail of the top section of the landing pad. And as you can see, we have a Rebel crewman over there on the side, probably just guiding the shuttle to land. And then I really like the side details, especially this area over here. This was actually really tricky to come up with, but I'm very happy with it, and I like how it's flush with this as well. And the white lights over here just illuminate this landing pad so much. I'm overall just very happy with the way it looks. And I really like the angling with the wedge slopes and the hinge bricks as well, especially in the front and on the other side. And taking a look at the back, we have the same detail that's on this side in the back, and overall I'm really happy with it. It was very tricky trying to align it because this back section is actually 1/2 stud off, so it's 1/2 stud closer inwards, if that makes sense. So just trying to align all the side panels and slopes was really tricky, but overall I think I did a very good job. So now I'm going to take off the Imperial shuttle, and here is what the landing pad looks like without the shuttle. So that 08 represents that this landing pad is on level 8. So I'm really happy that I was able to incorporate that detail into the landing pad, and I overall really like how most of the buildings are snot, so you can barely see any studs besides the wedge plate that has studs on them. And I really like the meaning blue tile outline throughout the top portion of the landing pad. And I just overall really like the color scheme, the contrast with the black, the grays, the white, and the red. I think the red just pops. And also I really do like how the meaning blue pops as well. Again, this game has a lot of interesting color schemes for the Imperial buildings, and I think I captured that aesthetic pretty well. One more thing that I forgot to mention in the beginning were these wall structures. These were actually the first parts of the mock that I ever designed, and I'm overall very happy with the way it looks. It goes all the way around this entire mock, stopping right there to leave this side of the mock empty for more landscape. I'm overall really happy with the design and the overall size of these walls. The 3x3 plate definitely came in handy, and I really like using the black clip pieces to create that pyramid angle on all 4 corners of each individual wall structure. And in a perfect world, everywhere where you see translucent red on the walls would be lit up, but that just would have been so many lights, and I think it would overall overcrowd the mock with lights. And with the amount of lights that are already in this mock, it's pretty well illuminated as it is. So that's why I opted not to light every single wall structure in this mock. So these walls actually use 1x1 plates instead of 1x1 bricks, because 1x1 bricks in bulk is more expensive than buying 1x1 plates. So I opted to use the plates instead. And you can imagine every single pyramid structure uses about 22 translucent red plates. So just imagine that times however many walls are in this mock, and as you can see, there is quite a lot of walls. I'm overall very happy with it. It was kind of time consuming and a lot of repetitiveness building each individual raw structure, but the final end result cannot have been better. This black border is nothing special. Originally I was going to have coral sloping on the edges, but I ran out of slopes, or I didn't have enough to cover the entire mock, so I just opted for a black border, which is pretty typical in a Star Wars mock. And as you can see, the black border is actually 1 tile or plate higher than the mock itself, than the landscape, so I really like that effect as well. And I really like how some of the rocks are kind of going a little bit over the black border. So before I move on to the next part of this finale video, I do want to show y'all how I was able to light up my mock. So my mock can be taken apart into 2 halves, split right down the middle. So the lights for the turret are connected to the lights of the armory, and then the USB cable goes out of this hole that I put in the black border on the right side of the mock. And it connects to this USB expansion cable, and it goes all the way down and connects to that outlet over there. And it's the same on the left side, so the lights for the scout tower are connected to the lights for the landing pad, and then the USB cable goes out of this hole on this side of the black border, connects to this USB expansion cable, and back down to the power outlet. As you can see, the cables are very long. I believe I bought the 26-foot long cables. That is because I used these cables to light up my mock at the Brick Rodeo convention. So that is how I was able to light up my air kit mock. So this concludes the mock tour portion of this video. It was really fun going through this mock and showing you guys the little details that I incorporated into this mock. Again, I cannot be happier with the final end result. So now it's time for the lights out portion of this video, where I turn off the lights in the room and leave the lights on in the mock and show you guys what the mock looks like fully illuminated in the dark. So here is the mock in the dark with the lights turned on, and as you can see, the mock is very well illuminated. I really love this view. I'm super happy with how the lights turned out, and because I already did a walkthrough of this mock, I'm just gonna take you guys around the mock, giving you guys some cool views and angles of the mock in the dark. And I just really love how the red lighting just illuminates the coral landscaping. I really like that effect a lot. And I also really do like how the right side of the mock is darker, than as you move in towards the base it gets lighter due to the lights in the base. So I'm gonna go ahead and jump right into it. So I hope you guys enjoyed the tour of my mock in the dark. It is definitely such a beautiful sight to see. So this is going to conclude my Air Kit finale. I'm overall just really happy with the final product, with the finished mock. I really do like the color scheme, the aesthetic, and the coral landscaping. The coral landscaping is definitely what draws people's attention towards my mock, and this honestly might go down as being my favorite mock that I've built to date so far, so that is also very rewarding. I would also like to thank everyone who has helped me throughout this building journey. There have been a lot of ups and downs, and there's a lot of people that come to my mind, but if you are watching, you know who you are, so thank you so much again. So this is pretty much all I have to say. I'd like to thank you all again for watching my Air Kit finale, and if you haven't already, go ahead and subscribe and click the bell icon so you won't miss out on any future videos, and I'll see y'all in the next video.